It's 5 p.m.
All right, quiet on the set.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're live.
Let's start the party.
Broadcasting around the world.
OurBroadcastLink.com.
This is your number one internet station. The music you love right here, right now.
OurBroadcastLink.com.
It's another live broadcast. Special edition. Now your hosts, Rob and Jerry.
Hey, well, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is. It's all good, kids, because you're here with us and we're here with you on
Polkas After Dark.
On our broadcast link.
With a C.
.com, also.
Facebook.
And
YouTube.
Yeah. Hey, we want to welcome you guys. We're going to have a beautiful show this afternoon, as we always do, because we're going to get a chance to talk with Mr. Whitey Ryniec, direct from Florida. Yep, he's down in Florida right now vacationing and having a grand old time jamming with a bunch of bands and some great musicians. We saw Kenny Michalski in a couple of Facebook photos, Jimmy Weber, and a bunch of guys down there, Wally Dombrowski. But let's go ahead and feature Mr. Whitey Ryniec on a tune with Marion Lush, and here's one called Don't Play Hard to Get.
He wanted to dance, she didn't want to. She didn't want to dance with him. On ciao tańcować, ona nie chciała. Ona nie chciała tańcować. Don't play hard to get. Don't play hard to get. You're the one for me.
Hey, looks like some people are coming in already. Brother Tommy Hoke, he's down there in Uniontown.
He wanted a kiss. She didn't want to. She didn't want to give a kiss. On chciał całować. Ona nie chciała. Ona nie chciała całować. Don't play hard to get. Don't play hard to get. You're the one for me. He wants to make love. She doesn't want to. She doesn't want him anymore. On chciał miłować. Ona nie chciała. Ona nie chciała miłować. Don't play hard to get. Don't play hard to get. You're the one for me.
Hey, what a great way to start out with Mr. Whitey Ryniec on the vocal. There's one called Don't Play Hard to Get. That's off of that On the Road Again recording, which he also sings, and we're going to play that in just a little while. But right now, Jerry, do you have anything that you want to say? You got some people there in the chat rooms, or do you want to hold on?
Actually, real quickly, I want to remind everybody that right now at Potts Banquet Hall, there is your chance to get your corned beef dinner and have a beverage or two at New Direction. They are there from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. today. Admission is $8, and the address there is 41 South Rosler Ave, Cheektowaga, New York, 14206. 14 and under are free. And they will be serving corned beef and cabbage dinners. I don't know how much they are, but it just says to come and join them.
Well, I was going to say ours was kind of free, but it wasn't free because
ours
we
was
did have
good.
to buy it. But yeah, we took Pete and Sue's advice, and they decided to have theirs today. We did the same thing, and theirs looked good. Ours tasted good. So let's go ahead. Enough said. Let's bring up a song right now by Joe Oberitis. Here's one called Why Polka.
Dlaczego ojciec płakany masz? Dlaczego powiedz mnie? Nic tobie złego nie zrobiłem i zawsze kocham cię. Czemu twe oczy tak smucą się? Czemu smuci się? Czemu twe oczy tak smucą się? Czemu smuci się? Dlaczego ciebie wybrałem już, bo serce twoje znam. Dzisiaj pierścionek kupuję już i tylko tobie dam. Czemu twe oczy tak smucą się? Czemu smuci się? Czemu twe oczy tak smucą się? Czemu smuci się? Gdy będziesz płakać, to będzie źle. Proszę cię, nie płacz, nie. Jesteś na zawsze wybraną już i tylko kocham cię. Czemu twe oczy tak smucą się? Czemu smuci się? Czemu twe oczy tak smucą się? Czemu smuci się?
Hey, another guy from Florida, that's Joe Oberitis, entertaining you right here on a Polkas After Dark, the Sunday afternoon and the afternoon edition. I'm hearing some music coming through, and I don't know where it's coming through from. So we will go ahead and remedy that in just a second. But how about we play a song by The News? Here's one for the Samanskys and for Michelle and also for Rose. Here's one called Vippy Subya.
Poszłem na zabawę, słuchać ładną muzykę i była taka dziewczyna. Ja się znów poznałem, całe noc gadałem i
we always say it. That's a band that we really miss. That is the News out of Buffalo, New York. One called Vippy Sobya. And I believe Berg helped them write the lyrics to that, if I'm not mistaken. Helped Mr. Picciano. Hey, we're going to say hello to some people that are just hanging out. They're not in the chat room physically. It looks like Kathy Urbanzik is on. Also, we've got, let's see, Gail Vojtovich, John and Marge Subcheck. They're listening in from Florida. A lot of people from Florida. Dale Voidilla, Dale and Cheryl over there in Depew. That's around Florida. It's a suburb of Florida, I
They
think.
could be in Florida listening.
Yeah, that could be too. Andy Haverlick, of course. We've got Rose Marie and also Marty Merwin and his lovely missus. They were out gallivanting and celebrating. Did you see the pictures?
I did.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add before we go into...
I have just a few hanging out with me in YouTube land.
Okay.
Scotch and Donna. And then a few not in the chat room. And then we have Alice Fischler and Kathy Graves with us over on our broadcast.
On our broadcast.
I bet they're all at the dance getting their corned beef.
There you go. That could very well be. Hey, let's bring up a tune. You know, we are going to send this one out to Mark Komar. Mark loves this band, and we do too. Larry used to perform with them. Also, Jimmy Noga. It was nice to talk to Jimmy Noga this week. But here's a song by Jersey Polka Richie, and it's one called Polka Fest Hop. Hey, yeah, that's the man on the concertina singing one for you. One called, and I got to look back up at the screen
One,
here
two,
again.
three?
No, well, yeah, 1, 2, 3. It's called the Polka Fest Hop. That's Jersey Polka Richie.
Sorry.
Hey, somebody chimed in there and said they're on their way to Potts.
Yeah, Kayla and Brian.
Ah, okay.
And I'm thinking maybe Kathy as well.
All right. Well, good. Hope you guys have a good time. Here's a song by Mr. Joe Michelik. And don't forget, shortly we're going to be talking live with Whitey Ryniec.
Dorotka, ty ze mnie szydzisz. Ty mnie tylko wtedy kochasz, kiedy mnie widzisz.
Hop, hop, da, 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 kiedy mnie widzisz, Dorotka, hop, hop, da, 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 kiedy mnie widzisz.
Z ciebie nie szydzę, chłopaku, z ciebie nie szydzę, bo cię zawsze szczerze kocham, choć cię nie widzę.
Hop, hop, da, 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 kiedy mnie widzisz, Dorotka, hop, hop, da, 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 kiedy mnie widzisz.
Sprzedam ciele na jarmarku za 4 bite i wyprawię weselisko sukte obfite.
Hop, hop, da, 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 kiedy mnie widzisz, Dorotka, hop, hop, da, 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 kiedy mnie widzisz.
A to wszystko dla cię, luba, dla cię jedyna, boś ty tylko w świecie jedna moja dziewczyna.
Hop, hop, da, 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 kiedy mnie widzisz, Dorotka, hop, hop, da, 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 kiedy mnie widzisz.
Hey, for all you Joe Michelik fans, that's, wow, that is one called Dorotka. Boy, does that thing move. It sounds great. I love the sound of that band, all of the different generations of bands that he had throughout his musical career. And we had the opportunity and pleasure of talking with Joe Michelik live right here on Polkas After Dark just a few weeks ago. Jerry, you remember that? And why don't you go ahead and say, make an announcement about one of our flyers over there, or is that what you just mentioned?
I did. That's the one I talked about, that everybody's heading over to see New Direction today.
Okay. All right. Don't forget, they're at Potts from 5 until 8 this evening. So you want to get a chance to go over there and grab some corned beef and cabbage. And while you're doing that, you can listen to some music while you're driving. Here's one by Lenny Gomulka, Chicago Push. Here's one called The Holiday in Poland. For Mr. Joe Shipta, he's in the house today. Thanks for tuning in, Joe. Also for Jan Dressler, she's here. It looks like Loretta Mackle is here. Loretta Curtis Mackle, thank you for tuning in this afternoon to Polkas After Dark on our broadcast link
With a C.
.com, also live on
Facebook.
and YouTube. A little bit of Lenny Gomulka, Chicago Push. That was recorded live at Summer Music Fest. Oh gosh, quite a few years back. That was actually before Lenny took a little bit of a hiatus. He retired, he came back, and fresher and better than ever. And we understand, though, that in talking with a couple of folks, that Lenny has canceled his trip to Poland in May. Unfortunately, we can see why. And our prayers go out to all the Ukrainians, the families, not only in Ukraine, but also the families here in the United States.
It's going to be so hard having family over there knowing that they're not safe.
Yes, exactly. Hey, we're going to play one more song here before we go ahead and make the call to Mr. Whitey Ryniec. Here's one featuring him on the vocal. Here's one called On the Road Again.
Road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. While my love is making music with my friends, oh, I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again, going places that I've never been, seeing things that I may never see again. Oh, I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again, like a band of gypsies, we go down the highway. We're the best of friends, insisting that the world keeps turning our way and our way. On the road again, I just can't wait to get on the road again. While my love is making music with my friends, oh, I can't wait to get on the road again. We go down the highway. We're the best of friends, insisting that the world keeps turning our way and our way. On the road again, I just can't wait to get on the road again. While my love is making music with my friends, oh, I can't wait to get on the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. While my love is making music with my friends, oh, I can't wait to get on the road again. Oh, I can't wait to get on the road again.
Hey, yeah, that's Whitey Ryniec. He's singing one for you called On the Road Again. That's a tune made famous by Mr. Willie Nelson. Of course, he made it famous playing with the Marion Lush Orchestra And we have Whitey on the phone. I'm just looking through. I'm scrolling through a couple of my screens.
So he's
and
kind of on the road now.
Oh yeah. That's a very good point. Now come to think
So
of it.
that's a good song to lead into.
Well, what's really cool is we are going to be talking live with him right now because he is down in Florida. We're going to let him tell you all about it. Whitey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, we'll take it from there. A week ago, I was in Davenport, Florida, which is just outside of Orlando. I was at Tony and Helen's Vineyards from Canada.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I kind of stayed there. And then now my friends, the Kenders, Jerry and Darlene, they came up there and picked me up, brought me down here to Fort Myers Beach. I'm spending another 6 days over here. So one hell of a good time, let me tell you.
We feel so sorry for you because it's probably warm down there, isn't it, Whitey?
Yeah, it's terrible getting tan all the time. It really
Beautiful. Hey, Whitey, I'm going to ask you some questions here. First of all, how old were you, Whitey, when you heard your first polka song?
Oh, God, I'm going to say 9 or 10.
9 or 10, okay. And then,
Yeah, I started playing that when I was 9 years old, so I'm going to say about 10 years old. I was already playing songs.
okay. And what was your first instrument? Trumpet, clarinet?
No, I wanted to play sax, okay?
All right.
And back then, they wouldn't let you unless you took 3 months worth of clarinet lessons. So I learned to play clarinet first and then went to sax. And I was a tiny runt. I was so skinny, but I didn't want an alto. So I played tenor. I was 10 years old and I was playing tenor sax.
So let me guess, the tenor was probably as big as you, or if not bigger, right?
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so after that, what did you move over to?
Okay, so I stayed. I picked up an alto sax, and I was playing with a 3-piece band called Dave Collada and the Debonaires. We were at that time 12 or 13 years old,
Oh, geez.
and we had a drummer that was the brother of Jerry Masovich. It was Lenny Masovich. He died at a young age. I think I don't know if he was 30 years old.
Oh, geez.
And he played drums. You know who took his place with Dave Collada and the Debonaires was Larry Trojak. So it was me, Larry Trojak, and Dave Collada. We played in a 3-piece band called Dave Collada and the Debonaires. And I played sax at that time, strictly sax and clarinet.
Now, a lot of people know that you reside in Chicago, but there's more than a handful that know that you actually were born and raised here in Buffalo, weren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I went to St. John Canty's. Me and Larry Trojak went to St. John Canty's together. I was 1 year over him at the time.
Wow.
And the high school together, the Hutch Tech. All that stuff that you see on the east side when they put it on the internet, on Facebook,
Yeah.
all that stuff is pretty much exactly where we came from or where we grew up from at that time.
Oh,
Definitely.
holy smokes. Oh, that's fantastic. Hey, also, what other instruments do you play besides sax, clarinet, and trumpet? Do you play anything else?
Okay, well, what happened? I didn't play trumpet at the time. We didn't have a trumpet player, so now we're getting into the origin story kind of with Dynatones. I can give you the Reader's Digest version, so it don't take forever.
No, that's
But,
fine. We've got all the time you need, Whitey, please.
So what happened there was, me, Larry, were playing with Dave Collada and the Debonaires, 3-piece band. We were playing almost every other week during the wedding season, playing weddings. We were only 13 years old. We played a place called Island Park, and they had 3 banquet halls in there, and they held like 70 people. So they looked for these 3-piece bands, and we played almost. Dave Collada's father had a connection with them, so we were playing the weddings there, and they had 3 halls. Most of the time, who was in the other hall were the Crew brothers. That was Tony Crew, Donnie Crew, and Gary Crew when he was only 14 years old.
Oh, jeez.
So those were the 2 bands that played there. So what happened was we're playing these weddings, right? It's a true story. So Larry, we decided we wanted to go to the bar because highballs, that's what they drank back in the day, right? A highball or 7-7. And so he went to the bar to drink, and Dave Collada's father was adamant against that, right? And Larry had the attitude about, no, you can't tell me this and that. So he quit the band. He says, "Do I want to go?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm with you on this." We were going to start this band. We're going to get 2 trumpets. We're going to record at Bel Air and do all this shit, right?
Oh,
sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
And what happened was, so we started. So we were 2-piece when we started. Me and Larry. We left Dave Collada and the Debonaires. And then we're trying out hornmen. we couldn't find nobody. We tried guys from high school band with Tech where I went, and the guy, we put a trumpet, a microphone in the bell of his trumpet. We still couldn't hear him. And finally, we hooked up with Jan Simon. At that time, all Jan Simon could do, he could growl and play high bounce polka, and he turned like a beet purple red in the face, like he was going to have that was the start. Now we had 3 guys. We couldn't find another trumpet player for Go to Hell. That's when I decided, you know what, let me try it. I picked up the trumpet, and it took about 3 or 4 months. I could do a good half a dozen songs already. It only had 3 bells compared to a clarinet or sax,
Okay.
So it was relatively simple. And I was the one that picked up trumpet because we couldn't find a trumpet player.
Okay.
Now it was me and trumpets, And we went, and Scrubby was not the first. Everybody thinks that Scrubby was part of original Dynatones. Absolutely not.
Oh.
Gene Maciejewski was the original accordion player, and we were the Casinos then. We weren't the Dynatones yet.
Oh, okay.
The reason we changed the name because we wanted to record at Bel Air, and he already had a Casinos, so we had to change the name. That's when it became Larry Chodek's Dynatones.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that part I didn't know of history.
And here's another one. Back in the day, everybody had these jackets on, yellow band jackets they call them.
Okay.
And we had everybody wanted a TV, radio, and recording artist. Well, we were on Dialing for Dollars that covered the TV. Radio, we were on Lashinsky's program. And recording artists, we did record a 45 at Bel Air. So we were radio, TV, recording artists. That was the big thing back then.
Wow.
But here was the cool thing. Everybody in Buffalo, Big Steven of Bel Air, Eddie Olinsky, everybody was Buffalo's #1 polka band. Larry came up with the idea. We not only put it on the jackets, we put it on the calling cards. The Casinos, Buffalo's #5 polka band. And everybody would ask, why? Because everybody else was #1.
Oh, that's priceless, Whitey. That is priceless. So now tell me, who else did you have in the band with the Casinos / Dynatones?
Well, like I said, with Gene Maciejewski, we played in a band together in Edwin's Music Store, and they used to give combo lessons, and Johnny Johnson Music School on Broadway used to give combo lessons. That's how you met up with guys.
Okay.
But the guys that came, a lot of guys didn't know, his picture was on with the original Dynatones and not on the album. Eddie Pilar's picture was on the album because he was with the band at that time, but Richie Balchuk was the bass player. He didn't even play bass. He said, I'll learn to play bass. I want to use your band. So he didn't even play bass. He bought a bass and amp, and he learned to play bass. And we took him for that reason.
Wow, interesting. And then who else came on board?
Okay, then Joe Grenda. Do you know Joe Grenda?
Very well, yes.
Oh, yeah, because he's in where you were from, that Pennsylvania area, right?
You got it.
Now,
yes,
right?
sir.
We tried him out, and he was with us for a little while. And that little while, in the meantime, Larry brought, and now you can realize how far later this was, asked Scrubby, who was learning to play concertina. He was originally an accordion player, and his idol, Scrubby's idol till the day he died, was Ray Bujiwik.
Oh, yes, that's true.
And he learned concertina. He liked all the Little Wally stuff because he could sing that stuff. Larry, that's why he took him in the band, because Larry's all we had with the vocals, and then Scrubby had all this Little Wally stuff. And that's when Scrubby came into the band.
Wow. Now, what year was that, roughly?
He was not. It was a little ways down the line. Then it was forever, but before that, he was not the first by a long shot.
Gotcha. And then did you add any more musicians along the way?
Yeah, one more guy. That was Eddie Scott-Schillas, was on sax and clarinet.
Okay. And go ahead.
I forgot what bands he played with before that. He only played with 1 or 2 bands before that.
Uh-huh.
But with us, he strictly sax and clarinet. And he was on the first album.
Gotcha.
His pictures on it.
Now, you wrote one of the songs I know. Maybe you wrote a couple more, but you wrote the song that is #1 with a lot of bands, and you know exactly where I'm going with this, with Happy Go Strange.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there are 2 that were on the album that were strictly mine, with Happy Go Strange, and Whitey Sobetic was on the album.
Okay.
And Whitey Sobetic was part of the original 45. You used to cut a 45 before you cut an album.
Right. I remember those days.
45 was Whitey Sobetic and Polka Music's Here to Stay. And I think at that time it was Richie Balchuk on a vocal, and then we recut that, if I'm not mistaken. but I think he was. But that was the two sides of the 45.
Wow. Interesting. And then when did the album come out?
Shortly afterwards, then I don't know if it was for the 45 or for the album, but I think it was for the album. Larry Kutas, right? You're familiar with Larry Kutas, right?
Very well, yes.
I like to say, he said, I didn't steal it, but I always say he stole his dad's car. Because the bottom line, he took his dad's car, and all of us, we didn't tell our parents, we drove to Chicago to go and cut. It was for the 45. And we drove, and we figured we'll get there, we'll come back, we'll face the music when we get back, and whatever happens, we'll go out, and we did. We left, we were just a bunch of kids. None of us was over 19 years old.
Oh,
maybe
jeez.
Maybe. And Larry Kutas drove us to Chicago, and we cut the 45.
Man, these stories that are coming out, Whitey, are just fantastic part of history with Buffalo and also with the Dynatones. And now let's fast forward a little bit, and I'm going to go back and forth, I'm sure, with a couple of things, but you have played with some top-notch musicians and top-notch performers. And I remember the first time that I saw you on stage was at Idora Park in Youngstown, Ohio. Larry Walk and his lovely wife were running the dance. I think it may have been even the Battle of Bands back in those days. It was in the late 70s.
Remember the radio station for Larry Walk was WFRT.
Is that right?
And Mikey come up with WFRT, that brown spot on your dial.
Well, you were playing with a group which was Marion Lush and the White Eagles. Right. Now, what year did you start with Marion? What year did you move to Chicago, first of all?
I think I started with Marion around 75, and I moved to Chicago either 76 or 77.
All right. And the first time I saw you guys, it was you, Mr. Stupinski, which we are going to be interviewing Mike next weekend here on Polkas After Dark on our broadcast link with the C.com.
I missed that. I missed that. Who's going to be on?
Mr. Michael Stupinski. Do you know him? Do you
know?
Oh,
really?
Yeah. Do you know what he looks like? He's a real nice guy, kind of tall, wears glasses, looks like a talk show host.
When I leave here, Mikey's picking me up on his way down from Sarasota, and I'm staying with him for 3 days in Miami.
Oh, that's great. Well, tell him we said hello. Listen, so anyhow, I'm getting away from myself here. So I saw you, Mikey. It was John Fu Farmaniak, God rest his soul, Marion, and then Taju on drums.
That's the second. That's the second crew, not the first.
Oh, no, I didn't. Tell us who the first crew was.
The first crew was all from Buffalo. I was Hank Marzuhowski on drums, Zeke on accordion, and Gene Yanuszewski on bass, and me on trumpet.
Okay. And then
that was the first White Eagle.
All right. And then, okay, well, the ones that I saw were, I want to say, probably back in 79, if I had to guess. So it probably was during that era. So tell us about the first version of Lush and the White Eagles versus version number 2.
Well, the first one, so he wanted a whole new band, right? So he comes to Buffalo, and we're rehearsing. He would come in like once a month, and he'd give us a full set, and he'd do that. We did that for 4 months until we had 4 sets to be able to play. Okay, but he eventually, we had Polka Frank. Do you remember Polka Frank at all?
I sure do.
Yeah, we had the only roadie in a polka field that didn't drive. How stupid was that?
Was he good at loading and unloading equipment, though?
Not really.
No.
Okay. What he was he was a good. He sold album, and he was a buddy for Marion to go to the track with, because he was a tracker too.
Is that right?
So that's why we kept him. But yeah, and then Marion, I moved to Chicago from Buffalo. He says, "You want to do the bookings? That's another 10%, right?" So I said, "Yeah, I'll do that," because you got to move out here. It wasn't that I had to move out there for the bookings. He wanted somebody else to drive with him, because he had to drive from Chicago to Buffalo. Then the Buffalo band would drive from there to where we were going.
Okay. All right. Now, did you guys just play the first version of the White Eagles? Did you guys just play the East Coast jobs, or did you also go into Chicago?
No, we were his band.
Okay.
We were his band.
All right.
And we went when they still had Bel Air days at Colonial Grove. It was the first White Eagles that played that Bel Air days.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's go ahead and fast forward again. Tell us about version 2 of the White Eagles.
Hey, version 2. So I wanted to increase what we're doing with the horns. And I was good friends with Mike Stepinski, right? I used to stay at his house 2-3 weeks at a time in Avonmore, or we called it Avonmore Ray. Okay.
Yep, Avonmore, got it.
And I used to stay there. I got along really well with his parents. I used to use his car, drive him to work. And I remember one time I drove to, they had some shopping mall near him. I forgot what it was. Happy Louie was playing there. So I drove him to work. Then I went to go see Happy Louie in his car, you know.
Oh,
wow. And that I wanted to get Mikey in a band. To do that, we need to get rid of, we needed an accordion player that had an electronic left hand. That's how Who came into the picture.
Yeah.
So with him covering 2 slots, we can increase the horn. So with me and Mikey playing trumpet, sax, and clarinet, and Marion on trumpet, we could do 3 trumpets, trumpet, 2 clarinets, trumpet, 2 saxes, trumpet, sax, and clarinet. It opened up the venue so much. And that's what I went at, and that's what it ended up being. Unfortunately, Zeke lost his job. We didn't use any more of the Buffalo crew, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Hank never moved. Gene never moved. Zeke moved, and he ended up playing with Golunka.
Yeah, yeah, that's another one.
Well, with us, but mostly with Golunka he played.
Okay.
So that was the second crew that we got in, and that's the one that carried it to all the way to the point where I left. Anyways, you know.
Whitey, do you have any memories of some favorite places that you have either visited or played throughout your musical career?
Yeah, I liked for some reason I liked the November Fest at Seven Springs.
Okay.
Only because my birthday was in November, you know.
What day? November what?
20th.
20th, okay.
And we played the Springs, and I had a sign on my chest, you know, that said, "It's my birthday, buy me a drink," and boy, they sure did, all right? And then so we went on stage, you know, and I'm pretty well blasted, you know. And I got to admit that I have to believe that Marion definitely loved me, because I was going head first, and he grabbed the whole of the back of my shirt, pulled me back. That's love, right?
Oh yeah, here. What was it like? What was it like to play with Marion? I have to tell you that the late Mike Nowakowski, the late Jimmy Johnson,
right,
Hank Marjahowski, and myself, we had the pleasure of playing with both Marion and Richie Tokarz with a lot of jobs. We did a lot of his East Coast stuff. That's the reason why I had asked. But tell us maybe one or two of your favorite memories of Marion. And you probably have a lot more than a couple, don't you?
Yeah. Here's a classic song. So he literally came up to me and said, "You know, Whitey, everybody gets messed up every now and then, but you know what? You're taking everybody's turn."
Oh boy, I hate laughing.
So he didn't use the word messed up. Okay,
yep. Okay, well that's good. That's good. Let's see here. How about, what do you listen to? What kind of music do you listen to, Whitey, when you're not listening and not playing polkas?
I like salsa a lot.
Oh, okay.
I like those young. They just scream, and they do it naturally. How they play is so natural. That's what I like, other than the other stuff. But, you know, I like the older stuff of the polkas. But if you ask me if there's another music that I like, my favorite out of all the rest besides pop and pop artists that I like and whatever, it would definitely be salsa. Definitely salsa.
Interesting. I never knew that about you. Probably a lot of other folks haven't either. Hey, you've recorded a lot of places other than Bel Air. What other studios have you recorded in?
We didn't. We recorded with Marion at Bel Air was with the Dynatone. We recorded at Universal downtown Chicago.
Oh.
And of course we went under the cheap rate, which that means you record from 2 in the morning till whatever it takes to do it, 10 in the morning. Those are the cheapest hours. They have rates according to what time of day at Universal.
Oh.
And then the other place that we went to, I don't know if you ever seen the picture, it's me, Ronnie Marchishuk, Eddie Gutsa, Marion, and Little Wally, and we recorded at Wally's studio in Florida.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Meow, 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 meow.
I remember that. I remember that recording, yeah.
And yet believe it or not, we cut in 2 days, we cut maybe 22, 23 songs.
And then he
A lot
used
of
those.
first grade.
He used those later on. He released those
but
later
a lot
on.
of
Then
them were first grade, so we got him, nailed the first grade. But yeah, it was a trip down there with Wally. But he'd go to the bathroom when he come out. Do you ever see him do that thing with his lip? And he
Yes.
sings that way. He
Yes.
would go to the bathroom, come out, he had 2 more songs, and then we cut him immediately.
when I was
You know?
playing trumpet with the Honky Hoppers, we were fortunate enough to back Little Wally a lot of jobs, and also we recorded 2 CDs with Little Wally, which was fantastic. It really was. Hey, also, who did you idolize growing up in polka music? Who was your hero?
You know what? I was the same as every other clarinet and sax and trumpet man out there. We all idolized Lenny.
Yeah, yep.
We all did. He continually led the path, and everybody followed what he did. And we were always looking for, what did he do now? What's new now? What was it? Did you hear this? Did you hear this? It was all about Lenny at that time.
And the scary
he
part
deserves
is,
credit.
it still is. I mean, he is still just phenomenal. And we spent, 2019. He played here not too far from Buffalo, Derby, New York. He played down in Dunkirk area, and he's playing Holiday in Poland, and people in clarinet polka, and people are just standing there in awe, and he just does it so comfortably that sometimes you can't even follow. You want to say, hey, listen to what he does here. And all of a sudden he'll change it up. And it's like, it blows your mind still to today.
But in all essence, though, the band I had a spell that I loved the absolute most was Happy Louie, when he had the Red Hot Polkas album. Remember that with Yapka?
Yes, I do.
That was MGM Records. He came to Strand Ballroom with that band. Me and Larry wanted to see him at Strand Ballroom. And I loved what Eddie was doing, and I liked what Marion was doing, but I loved what Eddie was doing. When I seen Happy Louie, I said, oh my God, this guy's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's where literally that I liked the most at that time. And I still like so much stuff that Eddie did, but at that time, and me and Larry, we couldn't have been, but I'm going to say 16, maybe 17, something like that.
Uh-huh.
And that was the band from the Red Hot Polkas album. That's the one he brought with him to Strand Ballroom. Were you familiar with Strand Ballroom? Were you in Buffalo with that?
I was no. I moved up here in 1983, Whitey.
Oh God, Strand was way before that.
Yes, but I remember hearing a lot of great things about it. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
Wally Shaska ran a Thanksgiving dance, and
Okay.
for the raffle, he had these monstrous live turkeys and cages on each side of the stage. The people that won the raffle, nobody came up to claim them.
Unbelievable. Hey, Whitey, how about give me a band that you never ever performed with but always wanted to?
I can't say Dynastic because I actually cut 2 tracks on one of their albums.
Oh,
That would have been one of the bands, I think. You know what? I can't really, and not that we were way better than anybody else, but we were the hottest entity in the Dynatones. We were the hottest band in Buffalo at that time.
Yeah.
And it's not that we were the greatest musicians, but what the crowd, the young crowd liked, we were the most partyingest band that was out there. That's why they like hanging with us, because we partied all the time. And we were a good band, yes, but we really partied.
yeah.
And that's what we went over 20 Fridays in a row, I think, at Warsaw Inn. We still had a crowd every Friday.
Unbelievable.
At that time, it was Warsaw Inn was going on, Chopin's was going on, and Polish Village, not so much, but it was going right across the street from Warsaw.
Okay.
And then the Genos, everybody's with their crowd with that Club 77 or something. I forgot what it was.
Club 77 was over on Waltz, yes.
Yeah, that was like the Genos turf,
Okay.
and their crowd. But we were the Dynatones. We used to play Wednesdays at Chopin's. It was 2.5 hours only on a Wednesday. I think it was 9:30 to 12. I think you made $25 because it was only 2.5 hours.
Right.
We felt we were doing really good if we didn't owe them anything. We never took money. We never came out with money. It all went over the bar. We just drank, took it out of the pay. We thought we did good if we didn't owe them anything.
Ah, the good old days. Yeah. Hey, Whitey, how about some songs that you've written? You've written quite a few. Tell us about maybe one or two of them.
I didn't, not for recording. I didn't write a lot. My qualities and my things that I've done well was I was good at arranging and making ideas for these tunes to make them not sound like Happy Go Straight. It's all about the arrangement, you know.
Oh yeah, and
it was
like
my
I
tune, but it was all about the arrangement. So that's what I was into. And you know what? What it was with the band, with the dinosaurs, I would come up with another idea, and if the band didn't like it, and I would never stop coming up with another idea. I would keep on going until finally, I don't care how many times you tell me no, as long as when the finally outcome was, it was my part that you still ended up doing. So I could take as much as you want, and it still ended up with the ideas that I had, because I never stopped coming up with ideas. That's what I was good at.
Sure.
You know, arranging and ideas.
Did you ever imagine in your wildest dreams that you would be so successful as you are today, Whitey? That, you know, being a name well known throughout the industry?
Yeah, that's a funny thing, because you get, and it's never a matter of what level you're at or whatever, but it's how you end up. Why does everybody remember you or know you? And most of the time, it's the wackier you were. That's what they remember. Nobody remembers common stuff. Everybody remembers all ridiculous stuff. That's what you remember.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of that. That's so. I'm still proud of that, I'll tell you.
Hey, Whitey, did you have a regular job while you were here in Buffalo, or was music your primary function?
I had a regular job when I came out of the Army, and then when I hooked up, when I came out of the Army, my slot was not open for me in the Dynatones, whatever the story was on that.
Okay.
But I ended up playing with filling in with bands. I played about 50 gigs with Wanda and Stephanie when they were both around.
Oh, yeah.
And then I ended up with Eddie Gutsa and the Polish Canadians, and that lasted about a month or two, because that's when Marion called, and I ended up with Marion.
Wow. Well, Whitey, thank you for your service. You said you were in the United States Army?
Yeah, I was. I did my time.
Good
Women
for
and children.
Good for you, and again, thank you so much for your service to our country. Hey, let me ask you a couple more questions here before I let you go. I can't believe we've been on the phone almost a half an hour already. This is crazy. What's in the future for Whitey Ryniec?
I don't know. I was playing gigs with Tony in New Phase. Tony Blazonczyk in New Phase.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to finish up my last gig with him when I get back from Florida. They got that mini fest in Chicago where Tommy Blonda's son is playing New Generation, and they have 6 of the local bands. And it's an IPA run fest that the 6 local bands play. Each one plays an hour. That's all it is. It draws a real good crowd, and I'm playing that one more with Tony. And I'm just going to totally take the break for this year. What I want to do is I have 6 festivals lined up. So I'm going to go to all of them and to the next year see which ones I'll repeat or won't repeat. So I just want to go and enjoy. I don't want to be obligated even for one set to have to play that I have to. I don't mind going any place they want to jam and do that, but I don't want to do anything a whole set or playing or 2 sets that I have to. That I just want to go to dance and enjoy them, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, one of our viewers is asking who wrote the White Eagles polka?
Marion.
Marion did. Okay.
Yeah, definitely Marion. And that band that's on that wasn't the Eagles.
Oh, okay. Which version of the band was that?
That was strictly a studio band that Marion put together and called the White Eagles. Then he put a band together to play that material. And the guys that were on that album on horn with Marion was Lenny Gomulka.
Okay.
Jerry Tokarz was on drums. I think Gene Paskey was on accordion.
Gene Paskey, I remember Gene.
And then I'm guessing on bass and piano, because Sudsy and Joe Duda usually cut the bass and piano, you know?
All right.
So I'm thinking that's them. But yeah, that's what was on that. That was the band that we had, the first White Eagles, we were nowhere near that level of quality. You're talking about 4 guys with Marion that is just starting from scratch with his material. We had the 4 sets, you know?
Wow. Now, I'm going to ask you two more questions, but in closing, I do want to thank you very, very much, sincerely from the bottom of my heart. You know, you and I reconnected back in 2018, 2019, talking at some festivals, and it was great. But for you to share this information and a lot more with our viewing and listening audience, I can't thank you enough, Whitey. I love you from the bottom of my heart. You know that. But I have a couple more questions that I want to ask you, and I'm sure you're going to be able to chime in with either one or two good ones. First of all, tell us your favorite breakdown story. I mean, you've traveled a lot. There's got to be a breakdown story somewhere along the line that you guys, you know, other than the normal, okay, well, we had a flat tire. Do you have anything?
In the break, yeah. Okay, here's one. It wasn't necessarily a breakdown story, okay? At the time, so we had Hank Marszałkowski on drums, right? It was the first one, okay? Well, Hank, if you know him at all, he always bought everything that new that came out. Remember when they had those speakers that you put in your room? They were thin. They were only 3 inches.
Yes.
And he had that. So he was the first one that had a renovated van. Remember with the picture window on the back?
I sure do.
And a table, and you sit around it in the back of the van. He was the first one to have one of those. Of course, he had all these rules. You can't eat, you can't drink in his van, all this. And everybody's, yeah, right, Hank, right. Well, we're on our way to Warsaw Park, right? So we go to the rest area. Everybody goes in, we come out. We go to the gig. Hank's not with us. It's his van, and Hank got left at the rest area.
No.
So, yeah. So we get to Warsaw Park, and so Marion on drums, I'm single trumpet, and Zeke and Gene, because we got no drummer. And then Hank had to call. Luckily, he was at a rest area because there were no cell phones back there. They had telephones.
Right,
and then he called, and somebody that was there in Michigan said, "No, we can pick him up. It's only about 30 miles is what it was, 35 miles where we went." And they had to pick him up. But yeah, we're in his van, and we left him at the Oasis. So.
Oh, son of a gun! Unbelievable. Do you have any more funny ones, or?
No, I have to think too hard to find them.
Well, that definitely takes the cake for story of the decade for sure. Hey, and now I'm going to finally ask you this: what words of encouragement or advice would Whitey Ryniec give to somebody that wants to get into music, any genre of music whatsoever? If they sat down with you and said, well, you've been successful, how can I be successful in what I'm going to do? What would you say, Whitey?
You know, make sure you find whatever the genre is. Make sure you find something that you really love doing. Because then no matter what you do, no matter what happens, that will never go away. If you find something that you really love doing, no matter if you stop it or it gets delayed or you start up again 4 years later or whatever, it doesn't matter. You will always love it. And if you love it, it's not work. It'll never be work. And believe me, people cannot imagine what it's like to sit in a van with 5 stinky guys for 18 hours, man. To go to
Oh, yeah. That's
the
exactly
pillows in
true.
various vans, we travel like animals. The pillows in our van, when you picked it off, it stuck to your face, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember those days of traveling for sure.
I'm sure you do.
Hey, Whitey.
Yeah,
listen.
but if you love it, it's not work, it's fun. So find something. If it's music, find a category you like. If it's polka and you love it, go after it. But really go after it. There's no way you can lose if you love it. There's no way you can lose.
Whitey, thank you so very, very much for spending this half hour with us here on Polkas After Dark on our broadcast link with a C. Also, we broadcast live on Facebook simulcast as well as now our YouTube channel. And this interview will be available on our YouTube channel forever and a day, folks. Just look up Whitey Ryniec's interview, and it will be available this evening after our broadcast. Whitey, thanks so much. Our paths are going to cross, I'm sure, at USPA, IPA, more than likely Frankenmuth, and a few others along the way, possibly even Springs. But definitely, thank you so very, very much. Love you, buddy. You take care and enjoy the rest of your time down in Florida.
All right, thank you. Love you too, and say hi to Jerry for me.
She's right here.
I'm right here.
She's
Take
been
care.
listening the whole entire time, buddy.
that had to be painful.
Not at all. Not at all. My pleasure.
Hey, we're going to play this song that Whitey made famous way back with the Dynatones. Here's one called Happy Go Strange. Oh, yeah, great tune. And I'm telling you, that is a song, as you guys know, you'll hear it at practically every festival, every event that you go to. And you're going to say, what is that song? That's Happy Go Strange? Whitey Ryniec was the one that wrote that song. What a great conversationalist. Love talking to him. And we are going to see him, Jerry, as I mentioned, we'll see him at a few events throughout the course of this year, because now a lot of things are opening back up. Hey, you want to go ahead and give a shout to some of the people in the chat room. And also we want to say hello to Lisa and Greg Skrovranek. They are out there tuned in to Polkas After Dark on Facebook. And Greg, I'm going to get to your friend request here in just a little bit. I'll make sure that I answer it. And Jared, why don't you go ahead and make mention of some other folks that are here with us?
We have No Sleeves with us.
Jimmy No Sleeves.
And he said, could you tell my cousin hello? I think that's what it said. I came in and cleared my screen, and I'm like, what did he say? But he wanted to say hi to Whitey. So we have Alice Fischler, Chris Curtis, Joe, Kathy Graves, and Linda P. over there. Scotch and Donna and Pat Buchik are keeping me company on YouTube, as well as a few others. And then on Facebook, we have Andy Haverlick, Mark Schwoger. Mark would like a song for his birthday, honey. If you could maybe get one of his favorites.
He's going to turn 60, and we've got
tomorrow.
Can't believe that. We're going to play a song by the Sounds, actually. Jimmy Weber and the Sounds. We're going to send out to him. And here is one called At the Dance Polka.
Grajcie, muzykańczy, hej na zabawie. Gdzie tańcuje ładne panny i tak bawią się. Grajcie, muzykańczy, hej na zabawie. Gdzie tańcuje ładne panny i tak bawią się. Raz, dwa. Grajcie, piwo i good time trzymają. Grajcie muzykanci, hej na zabawie, że tańcują ładne panny i tak bawią się. Orkiestra tak dobrze grywa, ludzie śpiewają, piją wódkę, piją piwo i go tańce mają.
Hey, that's for musical Mark Swoger out of North Tonawanda, the city of North Tonawanda. Happy birthday to you tomorrow. And once again, we want to say thanks to everybody that has been tuning in to Polkas After Dark. Hey, don't forget next weekend, next Sunday, next Saturday, we're going to be here 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. And then on Sunday from 5 to 7, just as you're hearing right now. And from 5:30 until 6, we'll be interviewing Mr. Mike Stepinski, who also performed with the White Eagles, Marion Lush and the White Eagles, and a whole host of bands that we'll get a chance to talk to him about. Michael Stepinski and I, Mikey, go way, way back. We played together in a lot of fun bands throughout our career down in Pennsylvania, and I just want to say that, too, is going to be another fun time and fun interview. Hey, Whitey Ryniec also had another tune that he wrote, which is Whitey's Obetic, and this is also off of the very first Dynatones LP. yeah, there you go. There's one. I caught you there at the last tail. Hey, Joe is with us here at Polkas After Dark in our broadcast link chat room. Joe, of course, you can hear on the PolkaJammerNetwork.org. When is
Sunday afternoons from 2 to 3 p.m.
2 to 3, so make sure you catch Joe's Polka Celebration. Is that correct?
Yes.
I thought I
And he's got the archive shows, too.
Oh, nice. Yeah, PolkaJammerNetwork.org, they've got a lot of great IJs that come up here on, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and a lot of live shows, too. We get the opportunity on Friday nights to listen to Mark and Sherry Chapach, and then also we catch TZ, Todd Zaganyets, in the evening, as well as a lot of other folks. And I'm starting to lose my voice again. So
I like it because I just tell the Google to play me Jammer or,
yeah.
whatever I want to listen to at that moment. And
nice
it just
thing,
turns it
isn't it?
on. So I never know who's really on,
It's
but
a
I know
nice
that I
thing.
listen to it throughout the day.
Okay, here we go with a D Street song. Here's one called Close the Door Lightly When You Go.
Turn around, don't whisper up my name for life the breeze. It might stir dying flame, I'll miss someone. If it eases you to know, but close the door lightly when you go. Who was the one that wasted time? Who was the one that stole my mind? Who was the one that made me feel unkind? So farewell, sweet love of mine. Take the tears to someone else's eyes are made of glass, and they cut like wounded lies. Memories are drifting like the snow, so close the door lightly when you go. Who was the one that wasted time? Who was the one that stole my mind? Who was the one that made me feel unkind? So farewell, sweet love of mine. Don't look back to where you once had been. Look straight ahead. When you're walking in the rain and find a light. If the path gets dark and cold, but close the door lightly when you go. Close the door lightly when you go. Close the door lightly when you go.
Hey, that's one by the D Street Band. Hey, we want to make mention of a dance that's coming up next week. You guys need to take a quick peek at this while it's on your screen. and that is going to be a USPA, the Spring Fling. They're going to bring spring. And here is some information about it. It is on
March 19th at 6 p.m. at the Holy Spirit Party Center, featuring Lenny Gomolka. And they are so excited to be playing this year. Doors open at 5 p.m., dance from 6 to 10. Or is that 5 to 6 to 10? Okay.
Yep, 6 to 10. Doors
Admission
open
is
at
only
5.
$16.
Yes.
It's a no BYOB or BYOF. And
CDC guidelines, of course, will be followed. And for more information, you can call Marge at area code 216. Looks like 224. 8178.
Maybe.
Yeah. That's a little bit of...
The screen's just a little too small for me to see it.
No, I know. But we do
it's
also want to
4878.
We also want to make mention once again that is at the Holy Spirit Party Center, 5500 West 54th Street in Parma, Ohio. That's the address. You want to make sure that you go, and you'll also note that it says the USPA is graciously accepting donations for a specific family in the Ukraine. Bring items to the Lenny Dance on 3/19, which is next week, and the collected items will be shipped directly to our extended USPA family. So please make sure that you attend the dance, first of all, and maybe take a little something as a donation, why don't you? That would be great. And we want to thank Blender Bob, the president of the USPA, for getting that over to us. Also, Jerry, why don't you go ahead and give a quick rundown of the folks in the chat rooms, because I would like to go ahead and look through some other things, because we have some other advertisements that we want to bring up.
I can do that. We're going to say hello again to Alice Fischler, Chris Curtis, Gail Vojtovich, Ivan Mayers, Joe, Kathy Graves, Linda P, PJ. I don't know who all these people are.
PJ, well, that's good. That's good that you don't. That means we got some new viewers.
It does, absolutely. And I'm also going to say hi again to Scotch and Donna, who are keeping me company, as well as Pat Buchek over on YouTube.
Happy birthday to Patrick on the 17th. That's this coming Thursday.
And then back to Facebook. We have Chris Curtis is over there as well. We have Mark Schwoger and Andy Haverlick, as well as Loretta Mackel and Diane Ceremit.
Looks like Mr. Joe Ryniec is watching here with us. Also, Sue Matashevich.
We have Eddie Ryeski.
And let's see here. It sounds like we're on the telephone. And Chris Wanyo, he is also here with us. Chris Wano, so thank you.
We also have Nicholas Zachary with us.
Hey, Nick. Well, that is great. Thank you. And thanks for all you do for polka music with DVSTA. We're going to be playing a song or two with your band here in not too long from now, but let's go ahead and listen to this.
Join Rob and Jerry for a powerhouse weekend on Polkas After Dark as they interview two of the finest polka personalities in the business. Saturday, April 2nd, they'll be talking with D.D. O'Grudney, live from Nashville, Tennessee. Then, on Sunday, April 3rd, they're proud to present the world-famous Jan Levon. Keep tuned to Polkas After Dark, now streaming live on YouTube. For more details to come, it's Polkas After Dark.
Make plans now to attend the 54th Annual International Polka Association's Convention and Festival, Labor Day weekend, September 2nd through the 4th, at the Pittsburgh Cranberry Hilton Doubletree Hotel in Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. Enjoy 3 fun-filled days, including a welcome party, the prestigious Hall of Fame and Music Awards banquet, pool parties, election of officers and directors, performances by Hall of Famers, and polka entertainment featuring some of the nation's top polka bands, featuring Lenny Gomulka and Chicago Push, the Dynabrass, the Buffalo Concertina All-Stars, the Jack Taddy Band, the IPA Tribute Band, Michael Costa and the Beat, Klansnick and Friends, John Gura and Gurale, the Polka Country Musicians, New Generation, 7, the Boys, Cosmics, and the New Tones. Get all the details on room reservations and more by visiting the IPA online on Facebook and at IPAPolkas.com. Don't miss the 54th Annual International Polka Association's Convention and Festival, Labor Day weekend, September 2nd through the 4th at the Pittsburgh Cranberry Hilton Doubletree Hotel in Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. Get all the details at IPAPolkas.com.
Hi, Polka fans. Ronnie Costa here to tell you about an upcoming event you don't want to miss. Hugo Yashu presents a New Year's Eve polka extravaganza. 3 bands, 2 nights, all at one fantastic location, the Embassy Suites in Independence, Ohio. Saturday night, New Year's Eve dinner dance, music by polka country musicians and the Beat. Dinner starts at 5:30 p.m. with dancing from 7 to 1 a.m. Sunday, New Year's Day, features music of Polka Family and the Beat from 2 to 8 p.m. The 2-day package price is $140 per person or $125 for New Year's Eve and $25 for New Year's Day. Embassy Suite room rates for the weekend start at $119 per night. For all the amazing extras, details, and reservations, see the flyer at Michael Pekowski or Jeff Yasha's Facebook page or call Mike at 908-209-9843 or Jeff at 518-281-1587. Folks, this is the New Year's Eve event you've been waiting for. Don't miss it. Deadline to reserve is October 15th. Hope to see you there.
And of course, you will see us there. Jerry, what do you want to mention about that?
I do want to mention that there is a special promo price going on that is being offered. It is a $15 savings for the 2 days. So instead of $140, it'll only cost you $125. That special is being offered from 3/1 through 5/1. So make sure you give them a call and check out their Facebook page or whatever you need to do to get your price, your special pricing today. I sound like a commercial.
Hi, this is Richie Dombrowski of the Polka Country Musicians, inviting you to join us for the 7th annual Ocean Beach Park Polka Days taking place at beautiful, sunny Ocean Beach Park in New London, Connecticut, June 22nd to June 25th, 2022. Yours truly, the Polka Country Musicians, will once again be your host band as we bring you some of the nation's finest polka bands. This year, joining us at Ocean Beach will be the Boys, Polka Family Band, John Gurat and Gurare, Matt's All-Stars, the Dynabrass, the New Tones, Eddie Foreman Orchestra, the Beat, the Maestro's Men, Lenny Gomolka and Chicago Push, the Energy Reunion, and of course, yours truly, the Polka Country Musicians. We'll get this party started once again on Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. on the boardwalk with PCM, and music will continue Thursday through Saturday in the Picnic Pavilion during the day and in the ballroom all evening long. For tickets, hotel info, and questions or additional information, please visit our website at www.oceanbeachparkpolkadays.com and follow us on Facebook at Ocean Beach Park Polka Days. It's going to be a great time at Ocean Beach Park Polka Days 2022, and we're excited to be back. You don't want to miss it. We hope to see you all at the beach.
Holy Toledo! Announcing the 2022 Holy Toledo Polka Days. Starting Thursday, April 7th, 2022 with the Holy Toledo Jam Band from 8 to 11. Then on Friday afternoon, April 8th, it's another Jam and Polka Party with me, Kenny Olowin, at the Tin Can Bar Toledo from 2 until 5 with free admission. Then it's on to the Mosaic Ballroom, Renaissance Toledo Downtown Hotel for the award-winning Dynabrass.
Every time the party starts, boys head to the bar.
Energy and Lenny Gomolka and Chicago Push. On Saturday, April 9th, John Gura and the Gurale, the Polka Country Musician, Michael Costa and the Beat, and the Dynabrass. And the fun doesn't stop as Michael Costa and the Beat take to the stage once again on Sunday from 1 till 5. Sponsored by the Toledo Area Polka Society. Holy Toledo Polka Days, April 7th through the 10th. For more information, log on to Holy Toledo Polka Days or email Joe Z at holytoledopolkadays.com. Holy Toledo. Holy Toledo. Holy Toledo.
Nastrov, yeah, hey!
Hey, how about this? Here's The Hangover at Dynabrass.
At the door, a devil banging in my head. When I woke up this morning, boys, I swore that I was dead. But I'll tell you one thing, and that ain't surely right. Sober in the morning ain't like the fun I had last night. I'm gonna sell my best old car, and I'll buy the drink. The boat she might be rocking, but she'll never ever sink. The bed has started spinning, and my head is kinda sore. Now that I am here, man, let's fill her up once more. I've got an angel at the door, a devil banging in my head. When I woke up this morning, boys, I swore that I was dead. But I'll tell you one thing, and that ain't surely right. Sober in the morning ain't like the fun I had last night. Oh, the wife, she called me, screaming in the phone. If you don't come home shortly, you'll be living on your own. I tried to tell her gently all the troubles that I had, but she yelled right back at me, you're in the doghouse, man. I got an angel at the door, a devil banging in my head. When I woke up this morning, boys, I swore that I was dead. But I'll tell you one thing, and that ain't surely right. Sober in the morning ain't like the fun I had last night. If I ever sober up and my head settles down, I swear to God I'll never let another bottle down. From now I'll take another whiskey just to kill the pain. I promise from tomorrow I'll never drink again. I've got an angel at the door, a devil banging in my head. When I woke up this morning, boys, I swore that I was dead. But I'll tell you one thing, and that ain't surely right. Sober in the morning ain't like the fun I had last night. But I'll tell you one thing, and that ain't surely right. Sober in the morning ain't like the fun I had last night.
Hey, yeah, that's Joe Zaleski with the Dynabrass, and that's a tune called, what was that? I'm all over the place here. The Hangover.
Hangover.
That's why, hey, you had mentioned something that Mr. Ivan Mayer says he's sorry he was late. He wasn't feeling well. Wonder if he had a hangover. That could have very well been. Hey, we're
It
going to
just
say
tied
hello.
in with the song.
We're going to say hello to Mr. Ken Michalski, also to Mary Lou Cerniak once again. Rob Milka, thank you for tuning us in here on Polkas After Dark. Patty Watson, we've got her here this afternoon once again, and welcome back, Patty, to Buffalo. I bet you were sad to come home because I know out in Arizona the weather's a lot nicer than it is here with the snow. Looks like Chris Wano is here. Gosh, just trying to go through the listing here. We've got Kathleen Zuba. And
We have Rod Milka just joined us from
Yeah.
Bay City, Michigan. Did
yeah,
you say that already?
Yeah, I just mentioned.
It just popped up on mine, so I'm behind you.
Oh, you know why? Because he was watching.
Okay.
So it just pops up as that.
Gotcha.
And then he decided to chime in with something. Hey, tell everybody what you're doing with your
I
flyers.
just posted
You
it
need to
on
get
all
some
of it.
flyers.
So I'm going to be collecting Dingus Day flyers that we can share on the show during the broadcast so that everybody knows what's happening, where it's happening, who's playing where, when, and how to get there, and all that other good stuff. But what we're going to do is play it just like during a song, and we'll just have it like rotating in the background so that everybody can just see what's going on. We'd like to start doing that as soon as possible. So if you are hosting, playing, or know of an event that you would like us to advertise for you, please send it to jerrychad@gmail.com, and we will be sure to get it going and start advertising, because I know I'm excited about Dingus Day, and I think everybody else is really, really, really excited about Dingus Day this year, because we're going out.
Yes,
We're going out.
we are going out finally.
We're going out.
I hope my sinus infection is gone by then, but you can't really. I asked the doctor, I says, is this contagious? She says, no, not really. It's just everybody's getting them right about now.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Well, we've gone from 60 to 12 a
Yeah.
couple days in a row. I mean, that just
exactly.
really wears on you.
Exactly. Let's see, who else do we have that has popped their heads in to say hello to? Once again, we want to say hi to Mr. Joe Ryniec. Hey, we've got a polka coming up by the Concertina All-Stars featuring Joe on Concertina. Here's one called The Bass Polka off of their very first recording. Hey, gonna send it out to Bob and Roseanne Jelinski. They tune us in every once in a while over there on YouTube. Hey, that's Joe Ryniec and Greg Schwoidok and Dale Voidilla and Dennis Masovich and Art Gaylor and Ray Barzukevich on that one, and that's called The Bass Polka. If you're just joining us, well, again, as we always say, shame on you, because we're here at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I know it was a little difficult today because people had to just get up a little bit later.
Yeah, that always throws me off.
Yeah, it's not bad when you when you roll back, but when you spring forward, man, it's like you lose that hour, and that's going to be crazy. So I'm let's see here. It is 6:37 p.m. Eastern Time. We do thank you guys again so much for tuning in and joining us here on Polkas After Dark. Hey, let's bring up a song by the Polka Country Musicians. Here's one called Promises. Hey, Kayla, this one's for you. Oddly enough, you just popped in, and here's a PCM song. Hey, for Barb and Al Bukowski and all the Bukowski clan over there in Cheektowaga. Once again, for Michelle and Rose Szymanski.
It was that night in June when we first met, dear, and we both agreed we had found something new. We promised one another of our true love, but promises like hearts are broken too. My empty arms are waiting for your love, dear. Please come back to me, I love no one but you. I miss your loving smile and warm embraces, but promises like hearts are broken too. Soft voice echoes endless in my mind. I pray that you will never find another, for my love you'll have until the end of time. Though the years of loneliness have come and gone now, and the scar within my heart is finally healed, it doesn't mean that I can live without you, 'cause hearts like promises are broken too.
Oh yeah, that's BCM doing one for you. One called Promises Polka. That was an old new brass or golden brass tune, not even new brass, the golden brass, way back when they were in existence in the late 1960s, early 70s. Let's bring up change of pace right now, and let's do one called Going to Poland Polka. Hey, this one's for you, Bob Zakowski and Vince Sosnowski. Hello to John Linder.
Zobaczymy wioski, zobaczymy miasta, zobaczymy wioski, zobaczymy Polskę, góry i doliny, zobaczymy miły nasz kraj rodziny, zobaczymy miły nasz kraj rodziny. Zobaczyć krewnego, auto przyjaciela, dawno znajomego, auto przyjaciela, dawno znajomego. Też jest Polska nasza, droga ukochana, oczekuje na nas jak matka kochana, oczekuje na nas, jak matka kochana. Byłem już 3 razy, Polska na wizycie i jeszcze pojadę, choć mi nie wierzycie. I jeszcze pojadę, choć mi nie wierzycie. Gdy widzisz Polskę, to będziesz szczęśliwy, będziesz ściskał ręce tej drogiej rodziny, będziesz ściskał ręce tej drogiej rodziny.
Hey, gonna say hello to Pete Chacho. We saw him lurking around here a little bit earlier. Hey, we got a chance to interview this guy a couple of weeks ago. Here is Here's the Good Times, Dennis Motika.
After we play this polka, we hope that you will soon add it to your list of all-time favorite polka tunes. The melody is quite simple, with a beat that's not too fast. And when we stop our singing, we will kick in the brass, kick in the brass.
Hey, send a shout out to Bob Gabalski.
We get our kicks with a polka fix. Let's kick in the brass, kick in the brass. In the brass, we get our kicks with a polka fix. Let's kick in the brass. This polka's got some flavor. The brass starts out the song. Let's put your hands together if you like, just sing along. Now when we play this polka and you hear the trumpets blast, we know you're gonna like it or we'll kick you in the brass. Kick in the brass. We get our kicks with a polka fix. Let's kick in the brass. Kick in the brass. Kick in the brass. We get our kicks with a polka fix. Let's kick in the brass.
Yeah, you should be on the meds I'm on. That's why I can't remember what buttons I'm hitting, what I'm supposed to hit. It's like, these are fun. But, you know, I'm hoping that I get rid of this raspiness and I get rid of the sluggish feeling. No, I have been tested for COVID, and it's not that. It's just the normal sinus infection that I get, folks. And I want to thank all you. Rob even just mentioned a couple of minutes ago, says, I've seen your post that you're not feeling that well. Thank you very much, Rob, and thanks everybody that chimed in with their little remedies, their home remedies, which were kind of cool. Let's see, we had Krupnik, Yezhenovka, let's see, the neti pot, Navage, which is another device that helps with the sinuses. But mine, unfortunately, when I get it, I'm not so congested in the head. It's all chest congestion, and that's why I have to use my Mucinex DM. That's a cheap plug for them. Hey, speaking of cheap plugs, why don't we go ahead and tell everybody hi once again in the chat rooms here, because we are on our way to being finished for the evening.
Alice Fisher would love for you to play something from Jan Simon.
Oh, I can do that.
I'm sure you could. Okay, so we've got Alice Fischler, Chris Curtis, Gail Vojtovich, Ivan Mayers, Kathy Graves. Joe is still hanging out with us, and Linda P. And we also have Scotch and Donna, as always, hanging out with me over here on YouTube, as well as Pat Vucek. It's a little quiet today. They're not talking a whole lot.
No. Pat, I think, celebrated a little too much
Maybe.
last
He
night.
said he was having a couple adult beverages
Well, you know what
yesterday.
that means for Pat. A couple. 10, 11, 12, 14.
Well, it depends. You know, the older you get, the harder it is to count.
The harder it is to get up. That's why I stopped, almost 20 years ago, and I don't miss it at all.
Wow.
It's fun, going to all these events and seeing all these people with the hangover, and it's like, why did I do this? And I said, yeah, I used to do that, and I used to say the same thing. Now I don't have to worry about it anymore. Hey, who did you say you wanted to hear a Jan Simon tune?
That was for Alice Fischler.
Alice Fischler, here you go, kiddo.
There are smiles that make us happy. There are smiles that make us blue. There are smiles that steal away the teardrops as the sunbeams steal away the dew. There are smiles that have a tender meaning that the eyes of love alone can see. But the smiles that fill my life with sunshine are the smiles that you give to me. Są uśmiechy, którymi się smucimy. Są uśmiechy trochę lepsze, tak lubimy ich jak słonkie ciepłe. Są uśmiechy z miłym znaczeniem, co widzą tylko oczy miłości. Ale najlepsze uśmiechy są twoje uśmiechy radości. There are smiles that steal away the teardrops as the sunbeams steal away the dew. There are smiles that have a tender meaning that the eyes of love alone can see. But the smiles that fill my life with sunshine are the smiles that you give to me.
How about a little Buffalo touch? Here's one called the Bright Star Polka.
Świeci gwiazdeczka wesoło, świeci gwiazdeczka wesoło. Moja dziewczyna kocha drugiego. Moja dziewczyna kocha drugiego. Kocha gwiazdeczka się zasmuciła. Moja gwiazdeczka, moja gwiazdeczka.
Hey, Pam Novak is here, and congratulations on your retirement, young lady. You're too young to retire, Pam. Looks like Diane Ceremit's in the house. Also, Jacob Jaroshinsky. And guess who's just joining us, Jerry? Ms. Judy Borzilleri.
To pierścioneczek, ładnie pierścioneczek, kupię dla ciebie. To pierścioneczek, ładnie pierścioneczek, kupię dla ciebie. Świeci gwiazdeczka wesoło, świeci gwiazdeczka wesoło. Moja dziewczyna kocha drugiego. Moja dziewczyna kocha drugiego.
Hey, can't go wrong with a little bit of Stashkalanka now, can you?
Chicago is a polka town. You see them twirling all around. Wherever you will go, that's one thing you will know. Everyone loves that polka sound. Wherever you will go, that's one thing you will know. Everyone loves that polka sound. The polka is the dance for me. My feet move automatically. My head sways side to side. My feet go left to right. Oh gee, I'm happy as can be. My head sways side to side. My feet go left to right. Oh gee, I'm happy as can be. Chicago is a polka town with lots of boys and girls around. It's very plain to see they're singing merrily, dancing and hopping up and down. It's very plain to see they're singing merrily, dancing and hopping up and down.
Hey, get out of the way. Here comes TBC, a little bit of the brass connection. They're going for a 9-hour drive. What do you think that's going to cost them, huh? About $4,000 or so. Hey, we got time just to play a little bit of this tune for you. Here's one by Focus. For all the Buffalo Polka Boosters, here's one that was written for them especially. Here's one called the Barstanders Polka.
First one's through the door, and first one's on the floor to dance and greet the couples passing by. They come from near and far to put a leg up on the bar. They're here for fun, I'm sure that you'll agree. They're the barstanders, with a stir and twist of the line. They'll show you a real good time. They're the barstanders.
Hey folks, we thank each and every one of you for tuning us in as you always do here on Polkas After Dark. Hey, we'll see you again next week, Saturday.
We love you guys. Don't forget, Saturday night is 9 till 11. We'll see you then.
Yes, sirree. And don't forget, if you've been listening in your car,
thanks for the ride.
Later in the evening, as they huddle by the bar, the team they are will plan its strategy. They order up more drinks and have a shot or two. The friendly faces happy as can be. As the night comes to an end, with their drinks in their hand, they march up to the front of the stage, yelling out one more time while the others say goodbye. We play for them not
okay, pull the plug, turn everything off.